Would you want a companion robot that just does whatever you want and is attached to you at the knee and will do whatever you say? I'm Mint Salad and I saw Companion. It is written and directed by Drew Hancock. If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie has Jack Quaid in it, Huey from The Boys, so if you like him, I think you'll like his role in this movie. This movie follows Iris and Josh meeting for the first time, and now Iris is so infatuated with Josh. However, the beginning is like, oh, you don't know if she's a robot or not, but the entire marketing is that she's a robot. So the very beginning is like, oh, but if you haven't seen the marketing before, you won't know that she's a robot until like a third of the way through the film, right? But immediately I'm like, okay, well, if you wanted me to be surprised that she was a robot, you should have marketed the movie differently. But the movie wasn't marketed that way. Whatever, who cares? I'm only talking about the marketing because it's a 2025 film, and I saw it being marketed. It was like, oh, she's a robot. And then the beginning of the movie is like, oh, you don't know if she's a robot or not. I'm like, I already know she's a robot, bro. You don't have to do this to me. They go to a cabin with a couple of their friends, including a gay couple, which, by the way, one of them is also a companion. They go to this really rich person's place, and then Iris ends up accidentally being alone with him, and he's like, I'm gonna make a move on you. You're meant to be built for this. And then she just straight up murders him. And I'm like, wait, wouldn't that be against the feature of the robot? Like, wouldn't it be not programmed for violence? And the answer is yes, actually. But Josh jailbroke the thing. This is all in a part of an elaborate plan to steal this guy's large stash of cash, which is $12 million. And they're so remote, they're so in the middle of nowhere, that cops won't be coming for days. However, Iris is like, wait, I'm being used as a tool? This is crazy. Wait, I'm not a person? Oh my goodness. And so she just starts running away. And then she steals Josh's phone. She turns off the voice commands, makes her intelligence from like 40% to 100%. What is 100% intelligence? Ivy League school? I'm sure there's smarter people than Ivy League students. Like, what is the average IQ of an Ivy League person? Like 140? I don't know, that's like the average IQ of a lawyer, I think. But the most intelligent person has been recorded with an IQ of 220, okay? So why is that not the 100% in the intelligence meter? 100% intelligence that the company wants the robot to be programmed with, if it was given like 100% intelligence, but it was the margin was much higher, then I think they'd have a Terminator on their hands. So I think 100% intelligence caps out at like clearly 120, because her decisions, although she's using her brain, she's thinking out her thoughts. The fact that she got caught and she didn't think her way all the way through, the fact that she was allowed herself to get caught makes me think she's not very smart. Like, for example, she's escaping, she's like, I gotta go to his car. And then she goes to his car and has to adjust her voice modulation in order for the car to start. But then the car gets stolen and it's an electric vehicle that drives itself. So what did you think? It's not like a 2000s car where if you steal it, then it's not going to shut off once the authorities call it stolen. She didn't think of that. She didn't think, oh, what if they reported it stolen? Okay, 100% intelligence, Iris, your IQ's like dirt, okay? Like, wow, you can think a little bit more than the other people. You're thinking things through. Wow, what a sign of intelligence, but clearly not fully. I'm smarter than the 100% intelligence robot. I wouldn't have gotten myself in that situation. I wouldn't have been to the car. Instead, what I would have done is just wander through the woods more. And since I'm a robot, I don't need to drink, I don't need to eat. I apparently charged with solar power. The smart thing to do would have not been to go to the car. Smart thing would have just been to keep going through the wilderness and just keep going. And you have GPS. You're a freaking robot, don't you? Well, if you don't have GPS, Josh's phone has GPS, and you could just look up ways to go. And he's not even using Find My Android or Find My iPhone app either to look for the robot. He's just, oh, I guess I gotta look for it manually. How am I smarter than the robot? But anyway, she eventually gets herself caught. A couple people die off. One at a time, people die off. But Iris, she eventually gets away. And Josh ends up dying off too. And I'm like, wow, what a movie. It's a fun, stabby thriller horror movie. I liked that part. But the parts that made me not like it is the fact that the 100% intelligence robot isn't like way smarter than all of them. What's the intelligence cap at? They also take that guy's robot. There's like the gay couple. Take the guy's robot, turn his aggression to 100%. And he just deals with cops by instant KOing him. And I'm also thinking, wait, why did you think that telling the 100% aggression robot to stop somebody would warrant them and stopping them in a nice and pleasant way? Josh wants this person to stop, this like woman to stop, right? That isn't Iris. It's just one of the people that was part of the cut. It's part of the plan to steal this man's money. He wants her to stop. It's like, hey, stop her. And then the robot just ends up stabbing her in the back, and then she dies. I'm like, he's not a stopping gently robot. He's a stopping with kill force robot. 100% aggression is pretty instant KO. That's easy to gauge. 0% aggression is you can't do anything. 100% aggression is instant death upon touch, you know? But Iris, she's like, think back to your programming. Think back. And he's like, oh my goodness, I am thinking back. Oh no, my love. And then he just kills himself. I'm like, that seems a little convoluted. You're not exactly explaining how somebody who's been reset can just remember before being reset. How does that work? Iris ends up walking and running away successfully, evades the cops. Woo! And she has a robot arm, and she's able to be free. That's the end of the movie. Overall, it's a fun experience watching this movie. However, the things in which I had problem with, I already discussed. Everything else, it's fun. Very beginning of the movie was very bright, very warm. And then the end of the movie, before she escapes successfully, it's just progressively getting more and more dark, more and more of a blue color temperature. Just to signify that it's more of in the darker times, we're in a more emotional, turmoil, horrific time. And then at the very end, when she's free, it's bright again to signify that she's free and she's living a bright life and she's living a good life. I gotta give this movie, it's a 6.9 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another on the platform where you like that. $20 Dinos at patreon.com/ASEPresents for one movie review per 1 month for $20 for 1 month. That's why you gotta get them Patreon requests in, because if you haven't reviewed it on a channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it at all. So get them Patreon requests in at patreon.com/ASEPresents. Support the daily brightness by going to autisticmoobs.com. So you can go here. And until next time in South Saw, I'll see you later, my sour croutons bacon bits.